Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The parents of Oxford High School shooting victims speaking out.
It angers us, right?
They're upset the district doesn't want an independent investigation of what happened last November 30th.
To me, this is an admission of guilt.
Good to have you with us for Local 4 News at 6. Frustration today in light of the decision announced by the school board just last night.
We told you last night at 11, the board deciding there will be no independent review until after litigation has concluded. Well, the problem with that is that's likely 3 to 5 years away. Mara McDonald is live tonight. Mara, that decision certainly not sitting well with parents of some of the victims.
Kimberly, not at all. And I mean, the reality is you're not going to start an investigation until 3 to 5 years later. I mean, people's memories fade. I will tell you, though, in the press conference we were in today, it's clear these families expected this. Let me show you.
Everybody wants to talk about Oxford Strong and yada, yada, yada. At the end of the day, Oxford Strong means let's take a look at this. Let's figure out what went wrong and let's change it, because being accountable is being strong.
Tate Mears' dad disgusted but really not surprised at the district's decision to forego an independent investigation.
You know, it's not surprising, but it angers us, right? To me, this is an admission of guilt.
The school board informing parents last night it is declining for the second time the offer of the AG's office to come in and do an independent probe. Dana Nessel in a statement saying the school board's unwillingness to partner with my department on this effort flies in the face of transparency. Her office says without cooperation from the district, a probe is useless. There would be no access to any internal materials, adding, quote, the rejection sends a message that the board is more focused on limiting liability than responding to the loud outcry from the Oxford community to deliver greater peace of mind to the students, parents, and educators that lived through this traumatic event. Attorney Ben Johnson, who is representing the Mears and other Oxford families, sees this decision as a gut punch for these families.
I find it incredibly, one tragedy after another in this situation. And the one thing that could be done that the school board controls is have an investigation.
Back here live, in talking to parents in Oxford since the shooting, the word you hear over and over again from these people and these families is we want accountability and we want to understand why this happened. I will tell you, when you listen to these parents today in all of this, they feel that they're never truly going to find out why what happened. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Both heartbreaking and frustrating, I know, for those parents. Mara, we appreciate it.
Right now, an investigation's underway after a teenage girl is shot and killed. Her body found this morning inside a black 2011 Chevy Malibu in an alley near Burnett Street on Detroit's west side. The car that the young woman was found in has been linked to a carjacking. Police are working to ID the victim. They say she was black, around 16 years of age, stood 5 feet 5 inches tall. The search for her killer continues. If you know anything about who may have done this or have any kind of, or know someone who fits the victim's profile, contact Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers, 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
State police lead a major crackdown to get illegal prescription drugs off the streets. It's called Operation Candyman, and the main target was a health clinic on 8 Mile Road on Detroit's west side. Other locations in Oakland, Wayne, and Genesee counties were raided in an effort to stop nurses who were illegally selling the drugs. 3 women and 2 men were detained, and several guns were seized in the operation.
Livonia police are now investigating after a 5th grader brought marijuana-infused gummies to school and shared them with another student. Both were sent to the hospital as a precaution. Megan Woods following this story. She's live outside Grand River Academy. And Megan, you were just there for a similar situation that was less than a month ago.
Yes, 3 weeks ago, Devin, Kimberly, I was here reporting on a kindergartner who brought a Jose Cuervo mixed drink to class and shared it with classmates. And now again, the school sending out a letter to parents explaining what happened, a similar situation, and this time saying they understand parents' frustration and that they're looking at their policies to see what changes may be needed.
What's next? What else is going to come into school? At this point, it's scary.
Crystal Morton has 2 kids that go to Grand River Academy. It was just 3 weeks ago she was in disbelief after a kindergartner brought a pre-mixed drink with about 10% alcohol to school and shared it with classmates.
And I was like, oh, that better not never happen to my kid up there.
And Tuesday, she got this voicemail about her 5th grader.
I'm calling to let you know that Kamari was given a marijuana edible this morning. We have him.
I automatically started crying and I was like hyperventilating.
She said an 11-year-old brought a marijuana-infused gummy and split it with her son. Both were taken to the hospital. This pediatric emergency physician at Beaumont Royal Oak says they are seeing more and more children accidentally eating marijuana edibles.
Sometimes they get into the hospital, they can be unresponsive. And require, some assistance breathing. Some kids have seizure-like activities. It can be very bad.
She says it's important to have a conversation with your children, a conversation Crystal is now forced to have because of Tuesday's incident.
I never had it because I never thought I needed to. He's so young, like I'm thinking maybe high school, but no, now we had that talk, and now I had to have the talk with my 8-year-old and my 12-year-old.
The school also sent out resources to parents, guardians about how to start these tough conversations. Crystal says her son had headaches all day yesterday, but is doing much better today. She puts the blame on the parents of that 11-year-old who brought that gummy to school, but says the school, yes, does need to make some changes. Back to you.
Megan, what are you hearing from experts then about preventing children from getting access to these edibles in the first place?
Well, the Beaumont doctor that I spoke to earlier, she says that it's not enough. If you have edibles, it's not enough to put it in a pantry where kids can't see it, to lock it up so they don't get access, because again, it looks like candy or food that doesn't have marijuana in it.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, Megan.
All right, now to the weather and another nice spring day here. Yep. Just can't beat it.
Again, let's hit it. Just put it on repeat, Paul.
Well, we're calling it a spring day, but it really feels a lot like summer. But of course, a couple of weeks ago, we had a spring day that felt a lot like winter. So, go figure. Anyhow, most of us are around 80, 82 degrees. The wind is light, but it is coming off the water in some spots. So if you're on the lake shore, I mean, you could be in the low to mid 70s in some spots, but many of us are in the upper 70s to low 80s. Nothing to show you on Storm Tracker 4. This is all ground clutter here. So we are high and dry. No problems if you're grilling, whatever you have planned this evening. If you're leaving right now, you're heading out the door right now to head downtown for the Tiger game, just going to be beautiful by the end of the game. Upper 60s. I mean, that's our average high this time of year, and it's going to be upper 60s for the end of the game. Very pleasant night with no particular problems. All right, don't forget the Local Forecasters app has everything you need, and keep in mind you can track these temperatures, you can track real-time radar, and all of those maps you can just pan and zoom just with your fingers. You can go all the way across to Europe and see what's going on there. Anyhow, it's free. Just go to the App Store, search under WDIV. See you back here in a few minutes, guys.
Paul, thank you. Turning our attention now to the coronavirus, and we've just received our weekly data update from the state, and the numbers are ticking back up. 27,705 new cases have been reported over these last 7 days. So that averages out to a little more than 3,900 cases per day. That's well above last week's daily average of 2,700. And sadly, 76 deaths have also been reported. Meanwhile, there's new research on 4th doses of mRNA COVID vaccines. A study published in the medical journal Lancet found a 4th dose of Moderna or Pfizer seems safe and provides a substantial boost to immunity at similar or even better levels than a 3rd dose. A 4th dose is already authorized in the U.S. for people age 50 and older.
Other health news, there is a new study on the impact of the time you spend on social media and new insight into the symptoms associated with the Omicron variant.
But first, our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with research on the latest surges in COVID and whether there may be some encouraging news in what's being seen here, Doc.
Yeah, Kim and Devin. So, new subvariants of Omicron called BA4 and BA5 are triggering a new wave of COVID in South Africa. But experts say the emergence of more Omicron subvariants may actually be a sign that the virus is becoming more predictable. Previous variants differed a great deal from their immediate predecessors. The new subvariants of Omicron are slightly more transmissible, but still closely related to previous versions of Omicron. Now, it should be noted, experts caution it is still possible for new surprise variants to emerge. Now, loss of smell and taste were identified as symptoms of COVID in the early days of the pandemic, but a new study finds those symptoms are less common with the Omicron variant of the virus. Researchers analyzed data on more than 3.5 million COVID cases, and they found 50% of patients with the Alpha variant reported losing their smell and/or taste. That's compared to 44% for Delta and only 17% for Omicron. The researchers actually think that's encouraging news for those who get COVID because many patients haven't recovered their smell and taste after they were infected. Now, finally, there are plenty of studies that find too much social media can be bad for our mental health. Well, now new research suggests taking even a short break can have real benefits. British researchers found people who stayed off social media for just 1 week reported feeling an overall increase in their overall well-being and less depression and less anxiety. They also gained about 9 hours of free time. So the bottom line is, if social media is having a negative impact on you, taking a break may be just what the doctor ordered. Back to you.
9 hours is a considerable amount of time, is it not?
With 9 hours
exactly right. Yeah. All right, Doc.
Wow. All right.